You are now live with me, G3, and tonight is a very special double episode night. It's a ballers episode. But before that, I want to thank all of my friends that made tonight's episodes possible. First, I want to thank, of course, PLDT Home for my broadband service, PLDT Rewards Plus. I want to thank Swatch PH, Tita Virgie Ramos for my timepiece. Of course, available at Swatch stores and Lazada PH. I want to thank my bar chow sponsor tonight, Cheese Mesa. Of course, this is owned by my cousin Dindin San Diego. I want to thank La Cabrera for my drink sponsor. Of course, El Pato. And I just finished the Malbec Sangria. And my water sponsor is Evian. So I want to thank all you guys for supporting Live with G3. So tonight we are going to have a beautiful super couple, my dear friends Bianca Gonzalez Intal and JC Intal. So they are our first guests for tonight. Let us check if they are here. Meanwhile, let's check who's checking in. Hi guys. Did you miss me? I was gone for a week. I want to thank Dr. Vicky Bello for the procedure I had last Monday and JOC. 1 year na yung live with G3. Yes, 1 year now. Oh my gosh. Thanks for staying with me for a year. So we are just waiting for Bianca and JC. Hi guys. Hi Mao. I'm going to greet my friends James and JC a happy birthday. I love the smile. Hi. Hello guys. So we are just waiting for the super couple to come in. I pressed the wrong thing. So yeah. So Bianca and JC, if you are here, just let me know. I love the super shiny long hair. Okay, my hair extensions are, of course, from Linnell's. So thank you, Jennifer Seville. My eyelashes are from Bok to PH. Thank you, Sydney Go. Ayan na si Bianx and JC. The super couple, Bianca Gonzalez Intal and JC Intal. Wait, something went wrong. Parang hindi siya nakapasok. There. Hi, guys!
Hi, GC. How are you?
Kasyo kayo? Kasyo kayo sa screen?
Hi! Yeah, okay naman. Is our audio okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
Hi! Hi,
Can you hear
G,
me
with the
okay?
wind.
Oy, bakit ang ganda-ganda mo? You're so pretty.
Ay, galing akong taping, so nakapag-ayos. Segue.
True. And may bang si JC tonight. How did you celebrate Mother's Day yesterday?
We just stayed here lang sa bahay, and then Bianca ordered food from here.
Chino.
Chino.
You know Chino in BGC?
Chino Manila.
Chino
Yeah,
Manila.
Chino Manila.
Yeah, so that was our pre-pandemic favorite dinner spot. And so, for the first time since the pandemic, I found out nga na they have for takeout. So, yun yung binili namin. Hi, G!
Hi, how are you? Thanks for saying yes.
Of course! Congratulations! I saw nga mag-go 1 year na pala ang live with G3. So,
Oh my God,
bongga.
can you believe?
Grabe. Who was your first?
Cheka! Cheka.
Checks. Happy Mother's Day, Checks.
That's how I met JC pala. Cheka's baby shower. Yeah, I remember. Way
Yes,
back.
Years
wow.
ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cheka's first baby. Yeah, Cheka's. Okay, like
Then,
matagal na. Two beautiful baby girls, Lucia and Carmen. What is it like to be the parents of beautiful baby girls?
Ito, girl dad. Si girl dad na laging talo
Yeah,
sa
girl dad. How do
dalawang
you feel about two
Yeah.
baby girls? Nax, may ano ka
Wala.
kaayos-ayos na.
New haircut eh. Tuwan-tuwa ako. He grew his hair and then kanina nagpa-haircut siya. So I like it.
Thanks to Alex Carbonell. Nag-shoutout eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucia and Carmen, they're getting big na. How I wish ganun lang sila kaliit all the time, but time really flies. They're very sweet. Sobrang, I hope they're not parang sobrang bored here at home. We're we're praying na matapos itong pandemic.
Of course, I assume they're homeschooled, diba? So who's more to talk in terms of homeschooling, you or Bianca?
Yeah, for sure it's usually the mom naman eh. More
Yeah.
often than not, the mom. So I don't homeschool, like I'm not the teacher. We enrolled them in a actual school. Pero syempre with the online learning, the moms still do everything, print out everything, prepare the materials. Tapos
Arts and
during class,
crafts.
kunyari, nagla-laptop ako, pero yung isang tenga ko, nakikinig kung nakikinig ba yung anak. So, mas ganon, yeah.
How much of you is in Lucia? How much of JC is in Lucia? How much of you do you see in Carmen? How much of JC do you see in Carmen?
I think face. It's interesting. Maybe what you see, G3, our firstborn, si Lucia, for me, it's really JC's face. JC's face, pero my eyes, and parang the way she smiles, hindi ako. Carmen naman is my face, but JC's eyes. And then sort of like she exudes JC. So parang mix, nakakalito.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of couples got pregnant during the pandemic. What about you guys? Did you plan on a third or hindi muna? Ay, gusto
Ako,
ni JC!
I'm good with 2. And he knows that naman, na I'm good with 2 na.
Ako, I wanted 4 kids sana.
4 kids.
But,
So 2 girls, 2
4
boys.
kids. Yes. But after we got, after Carmen, our bunso, Bianca parang decided na let's think about it muna. That's why I got 2 big dogs, 2 boys. So sabi ko, ayun na, we have 4 kids na. 2 girls and 2 boys. We have Dublin and Moscow. Our
Pero
giant
syempre-
poodle and Samuel.
Pero syempre yung basketball skills, di ba? Kailangan mamana rin. So, did you ever think of, passing it on to a son? Or syempre mga girls naman pwede rin mag-basketball, di ba? So, did you ever think of, building your own basketball team?
I dreamt of, yeah, but Carmen, our bunso, she's very athletic. She's very makulit.
She's very coordinated and athletic, yung pangalawa. She's good with anything with a ball or a racket. So feeling namin she might be the athlete. So mali namin, baka mag-basketball.
But you're pretty athletic too, di ba, B?
Pwede rin naman. Kung
Nagano ka ba before?
nag-cheerleading ako, nag-swim.
Oo.
Pwede na yun, oo. Kung kinakailangan, kaya ko maging athletic. Yun na lang.
So, syempre, from a baller's girlfriend to a baller's wife, you've been married 7 years. I attended pa your reception in Araneta. What was the transition like from being a baller's girlfriend to a baller's wife?
Transition? Parang wala namang
difference.
To be honest, well, maybe swerte ako kasi mabait si JC.
Yes.
But I feel like there's no...
Minsan lang, 2-3.
I think there's no difference between like being a baller's girlfriend or wife versus another occupation, di ba? Or industry. And again, baka nga swerte ako kasi mabait siya. But, ano nga ba? He was never kasi the type na yung parang stereotype sa basketball player na likes being surrounded by girls. Diba? That's the negative stereotype. Oo. Kaya hindi siya ganon ever since. So, I did feel like it was an issue at all.
I'm only asking kasi diba the Kardashians, they're known for, having basketball boyfriends. Tapos sinasabi nila pag nag-a-attend si Kendall, natatalo yung team, diba? So, in the Philippines, it's kind of, is it similar? Is it fair to say that when you're a baller's girlfriend or when you're a baller's wife, like in the States, it's syndicated. Meron pang reality shows na basketball wives club, di ba? There's such a thing. But in the Philippines, it's an exclusive group of women, di ba? I've dated a few basketball players in high school. Tapos parang naalala ko, like may special tickets kasi di ba yung mga girlfriend. Tapos binigyan ako isang beses. So sabi ng mga tao, may boy dito, parang ganyan. So I'm only asking, because I know that you belong to an exclusive group of women. Do you help him make decisions in terms of, like going pro, the teams that they pick, or like being rookie of this, and in terms of the retirement? Do you have a say, or what is exactly your role in terms of his professional basketball career?
I'll back up lang to the tickets a bit, ha. I have to say that is a perk that I enjoy. Kasi the players, they have allotment tickets right behind the bench. So, hindi yun for sale. People can't buy that. So, definitely, when we started dating and then when we got married, I had that perk. So, syempre, ang saya, di ba? Kasi, I wrote it nga during my, parang I wrote like a tribute caption to him after his retirement. Sabi ko parang, it may seem like dead mo lang, pero every time, you walk into that, court side of Araneta tapos looking for your seats, parang it may look like dead mo lang. Pero deep inside, syempre nakakilig. I have these seats, diba? And parang front row pass to what they do. In terms of decisions, JC always asks me naman, but for me, the final say pa rin is him always.
JC, do you feel any differently when you see and when you know that Bianca is watching, or when Bianca is absent in a game?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Gia.
How do you feel when you know that Bianca is watching, and how do you feel when you know she's at home watching? May difference ba? Mas magaling ka ba pag nandun siya?
It's way different. The feeling of like a little bit of pressure, like Bianca will also, you play well, or she will text me before the game nun, you rebound well, make sure you're focused. Hindi niya alam na may added pressure, but when the game starts now, when the buzzer, wala na. I forget about it na. So,
may difference ba nung girlfriend mo pa siya, gusto mo pa siyang i-impress pag nanonood siya, or no, ay asawa ko na to, kahit anong score ko sa game, hindi na siya matter.
Of course. Baka pagpalit ako, di ba? Joke lang. Yeah, of course. Number one, nung girlfriend ko siya, I'm very inspired. Di ba? Sinebra ako na. Nung asawa na, hindi na siya masyado nanonood live. Of course, meron na kami babies, may kids na kami, and I totally understand. And she will send me photos of our kids watching, cheering for me. And yeah, win or lose, uwi ako na happy. So yeah, sobrang sweet nito, mukha lang hindi.
You know what's also interesting kapag wife or girlfriend or family member of a player? The side comments. Syempre, sometimes good. Pero like, if you miss a crucial free throw, there are side comments that you hear also. So for me, parang sobrang interesting din doon na part.
I remember nga Cheska before.
Si Cheska siguro din.
I remember Cheska before. She was watching a game, and then someone's like screaming at dog, "Hey, Kramer!" And then Cheska was like, "Excuse me, that's my husband."
See, that's so Cheska to do that. Kasi hindi, tatahimik ako. I'll just be like, I'll take it all in. Pero iba-iba ng personality. Some will be like checks na titingnan talaga niya ako, hindi ako.
Pero in a nice way naman. Hindi naman siya like galit.
Siyempre, very Cheka yung ganyan, di ba? Yung iirapan. Tapos yung... But did you mind that he had a lot of admirers? Because of course, JC is a basketball player, very tall, very cute, di ba? Did you mind? Because it goes with the territory, di ba? Ina-idolize sila. Tapos syempre, mga estudyante, ang babata. How did you handle that? Was that something that made you uncomfortable, or?
Ako, I was more proud. Parang seeing people come up to him after a game, take a picture, have them sign an autograph. For me, more than anything, nakakakilig na nakaka-proud rather than, oh my God, ang dami lumalapit. Yeah. So, mas yun talaga.
Was there a memorable game that, you know, JC dedicated to you before the, oh, this one's for you, the shot is for, di ba kasi ganun yung mga basketball player, o mag 3 points ako mamaya para sa'yo yan, panoorin mo. Di ba ganun sila? May mga ganun ba si JC
Bakit
sa'yo?
may nagsabi ko ng emoji?
Meron naman! Loko lang.
Sa akin,
Kasi
wala
ginugupit ka, di ba sa newspaper, meron nakalagay doon yung score nila, ganyan. So, ina-outline ko pa, tapos ginugupit ko. Nasa isang shoebox siya lahat. Ginagawa ba ni JC sa'yo yan? Mga sinasabi niya, oh, this game is for me.
I will ask Dog and Cheska. I will ask Cheska. Baka kilala ko.
Actually, just recently, I got into contact with one of his supporters. Tapos she sent me her album. Siya yung may scrapbook. Si,
wow.
Hi, Chef
Hi,
Kat.
Chef Kat.
If you're watching, she did a whole scrapbook from his Ateneo days. Tapos he sent it to us so that JC could sign it and then we send it back. Super sweet. So ako naman, I'll scan it. Kasi hindi ko pa siya kilala nun yung Ateneo days.
Hindi pa kayo sabay sa Ateneo?
I was 2 batches higher. Tapos never kami nag-meet in school.
Higher, you or JC?
Bianca.
Older woman, taray.
Wow.
Yeah, yung the same batch as my brother pala in Ateneo, oo. So, older woman. Nagustuhan mo ba na older woman siya, JC?
No, I'm only 8 months older.
8 months older.
Pero 2 batches higher. Yeah.
How did you meet again? Was it through Cheka?
No. We had a common tita na alumni of Ateneo, Tita Didi Lopa. There.
Hello, tita.
He asked for, he asked for my number from Tita Didi. And then yun na.
Bakit mo hiningi yung number? Nagandahan ka?
Naman. I saw her UAP game, UAP finals game. It was Ateneo versus FEU. And then I saw her she was sitting beside May of Nike, Philippines. And parang narinig ko na before there were rumors na she was single na.
From what boyfriend? Artista boy? Zango. Sorry.
No. Her ex-boyfriend.
Kilala mo din, Jay, na-meet mo siya. Non-showbiz.
Yes, I remember. And then?
Parang they broke up already. So, sabi ko, hindi ako makalapit kay Bianca eh. Nung halftime, I saw her, parang she was buying snacks or ano, hindi ako makalapit. I was with my brother. Lapitan ko na ba? Hindi ko kaya. Sobrang hindi ko kaya.
Bakit? Nahiya ka? Na-choke ka?
And she was, she looks very intimidating. Parang
si Bianca, girl next door, di ba? Is so approachable. So, na-intimidate ka sa kanya?
Sobra. So, yeah, I asked Tita Didi for her number. And yun, when I texted her, she replied after 4 days, 5 days. So, that was the story.
Ano ba yung strategy ba yun? 4 days?
So, parang dead man.
Gee, I don't know if you remember our invitation to the wedding dinner. It had tickets right to Araneta. And then it said there, parang we're basketball kasi that's where they play games, and entertainment kasi di ba our big events are Araneta. We're basketball and entertainment meet, and where our story started. So it really literally started in Araneta kasi he saw me that game in Araneta. So those were the reasons we also chose Araneta for the dinner.
Yes, very creative, very creative. But you knew of him na when he was trope pa to approach you. Alam mo na, you knew of him, kilala mo na siya.
I knew his name, but I didn't really know him. I knew your name naman. Grabe gano'n.
No. Ang kilala niya noon, ang narinig na names doon si Dog and Maki Escalona.
Okay.
No, I knew his name. I just didn't really know him. Yeah.
Why did it take you 4 days to reply? Grabe naman yon. Sobrang torture naman yon.
Grabe, ganun ba?
Sobra.
Ano nga ba? I think Tita Didi texted me that somebody asked for my number. Parang he asked for, Alam ko na, the story pala was bonfire. Ateneo won that year.
Oh.
And then there was a bonfire. And then in the Okay, we're back. Ba't namatay yung phone ko? Okay. Hello, do you hear us, G?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so, you texted me bonfire. Tapos parang he wanted to meet up.
Bonfire.
Tapos parang, hindi mo lang an effort to see me. It's because I'm in the bonfire. You want to meet up in the bonfire? No way. Pag sinabi ko ka naman to meet me, parang yun yung mentality ko.
Oo.
And so, I think it was that. I think that's why I took a long time to reply. I don't remember, pero parang ganun.
And then, like, how did you get to go on a first date? How long after the first text?
2 weeks.
Mga 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, not bad, di ba?
Oo, not bad. Okay na yun. Hindi na yun masyadong pasikip, hindi na rin yun masyadong pakawala. So, where did you go on your first date?
Ikaw na magkwento.
So at that time, I'd never like been set up or gone on a date. Parang alien talaga yung konsepto sa akin. Di ba, I asked you pa nga for advice, remember?
Never ka nag-blind date? Never ka nag-blind date?
Never. Laging parang medyo kakilala, yung meet up sa group. Ganun lagi. So never yung kami lang yung mag-meet up. Ayan, si Herbert. Torpe daw yung mga atenista. Totoo ba yan? Hi, Herbert! So, dahil awkward ako, ang nangyari, when I said, oh sige, finally, let's meet up na. He's from Quezon City. I'm from the South, Parañaque. So sabi ko lang sa kanya, I have errands to run in Alabang Town Center. Kung gusto mo, samahan mo ako. So yun lang yung pitch ko. At syempre, siya naman. Oh, ano ba?
Naging bodyguard ako ni Bianca.
Grabe naman. No, but like, after I texted that, you went na.
Yeah, of course. May chance eh.
Tapos, nagwapuhan ka sa kanya.
Hindi daw.
Uy, grabe ka naman. Hindi
Hindi daw.
No,
Ano sabi
that's
mo,
not
like, wow, ang tangkad. Ha?
Yeah. We met at kasi lunch.
Oh.
And then, ang nangyari lang, we ended up talking, ganyan. And then, we parted ways midnight na.
Oh my God! Inabot ka ng gabi.
Yeah.
Nasa 80s
So, yun.
na kayo the whole time?
Yeah. No, nag-BGC pa kami.
Ah, wow.
Kasi, yung hinahanap ko na clock sa town center, walang stock. So, nag-offer siya to drive me to BGC to go to another branch then.
Hindi mo ba alam? Sinabi ko sa
Saka syempre, binagala mo mag-drive, di ba? Hindi ka nag-skyway para mas mahaba yung kotse time.
Wala problema yung traffic. Hindi, sayang jeep yung tol. Ang layo sukat from Fairview. Sabi ko, sulitin ko na. 12 midnight, uwi ako.
No, it wasn't planned yata. Pero yun, after that day, yun na, I think we saw each other every day.
Wow! So, worth it naman pala yung 4 days na hindi nagre-reply. Kasi after nun, dire-diretso na, di ba? Very smooth. Very smooth. Oo. And then, how long did you dated before JC proposed? Kasi bumisita naman siya. Di ba naalala mo, meron kang late night show, nag-hangout lang tayo sa dressing room mo, tapos minsan bibisita si JC, kilig na kilig si Angel, alam mo yon?
Was that SNM?
I think so, yeah, I think so, ganyan. Of course,
Yeah, when I did SNL, we started dating noon, and I remember, lokang-loka ako kasi, I don't know if they contacted him, but during my birthday episode on SNN, may pa-flowers na, tapos may card, and yun na nung tita boy, Bianca, read the card! Ganyan, so nabu ko agad na parang he was courting me, parang ganyan.
And then how long before it became serious? Na parang, okay, this is serious na.
Yeah,
8 months.
Yeah, it is.
8 months.
Yeah.
JC, how did you know that Bianca was the one you were going to marry? Was there a light bulb moment or you knew from the start?
No, not naman from the start. But when I told her in the first date namin, sabi ko, I'm very serious about you and my intentions are pure. And
Taray.
after a week, I told her I have feelings na for her. Ayaw naman niwala, we went to Tagaytay until 6 a.m. Sabi ko, yan, yung 3 words. After a week, ayaw naman niwala. And then,
Yeah, after a week, nag-I love you siya, G.
Ganda mo, girl.
Haba ng hair ko doon.
yeah.
Oh.
After 3 years of dating, I got to know her mom. Kasi her kuya is in SF, her ate is in London. So kami lang nag-bonding. Her mom and Bianca. And I felt, one night I felt it na parang I want to marry Bianca. And yun, inaway ko muna si Bianca noon nung we're leaving for London. No? Yeah, inaway ko muna siya for 3 days.
Nakanap siya sa airport? Nakanap siya kasi airport?
Yes.
Inaway ko muna siya, then I proposed that the next morning para wala siyang idea.
Shit, so ang saya nung London trip.
Inaaway.
Hindi naman tolong away. Tapuan lang.
Ano yung away?
Nagpa-PlayStation ako, hindi ko
Ano ba?
pinapansin si Bianca.
Oh. Di ba, like, a lot of girls kasi, they prefer, para, oh my God, if you're gonna propose to me, kailangan handa ako because these pictures are going to last forever. Di ba? May mga ganong girls. But yours was so genuine, was so authentic. Di ba? Parang ang dami pang tao sa airport. Di ba? Paano mo na-orchestrate yung JC? Ang galing mo, ang dami mong contact.
No, G3, sobrang kabado ako noon. Ang lamig ng pawis ko. I told our close friends, sina Jen Reyes, before siya bumaba ng car, doon ako mag-propose sa car. And then, sabi ng friends ko, bakit ganun lang? We will help you. We will set up everything. Ang gagawin mo na lang, mag-propose ka na lang sa airport. We will get everything. Kasi wala na akong ginawa. Ang ginawa ko lang, dinala ko lang yung ring. As in, yun. Parang, nakaset na lang. Yes. I have very sweet friends na sobrang tumulong. And that was 4:30 a.m. in Naiya.
Parang naloka ka, girl.
Kasi di ba usually kapag long haul, ganun ang alis, 5 a.m. So madaming tao. Super girl, hindi handa. Ang tsaka ng face. Lahat ng pictures, pero ganun talaga. Eh, syempre, if you're flying at 4 a.m., medyo hindi ka naman na-effort, di ba? Wala namang makakakita. Kasi I had no idea. So, yun.
Oo, kasi di ba parang yung kay Selen, tsaka yung kay Nico, ganun din. Parang, oh my God, hindi man lang hinayaan maghanda yung girl. Parang ganyan. But yours kasi, it was so cute, it was so unexpected, and it felt like a Sarah Geronimo movie. Di ba ganun yung kay Sarah, yung si John Lloyd. So, para siyang ganyan. Okay, so like that was a super cool proposal, and then it was a super intimate wedding in El Nido, and then it was followed by a very creative reception, and it's never been done before. I mean, the creativity between the two of you, like how do you arrange it, like between each other? So parang, how do you plan things? Because you are such a master in making like one-off events, like even your wedding and then your reception. How do you talk about that?
It was all Bianca. I told her, you said yes.
Bahala ka na.
I wanted an intimate wedding, and I wanted a big wedding because I have so many relatives and friends. Pero sabi ko, ikaw bahala kung ayaw mo ng ganun. So, yeah, she planned everything in Palawan.
Yeah, so that's the reason why nagkaroon ng Araneta is because I wanted talaga small ever since. Like, I never really had a dream wedding, but when he proposed, yun na yung in my head. I really wanted super small. And then he said, no, I want to invite a lot of family and friends. So that's why we had a Manila dinner, which worked out then kasi ang saya, parang party lang siya. So, yeah, he gave me free reign with both weddings. Pero bakit? I'm trying to remember how we decided on Araneta.
We were talking about we were deciding yung venue, I mentioned Moro Lorenzo or Blue Eagle Gym. Kasi
Yeah.
we were both in Ateneo. Pero I think, parang nasa car tayo nun eh. And then we were in EDSA. Let's try kaya Araneta, baka mas mura. And we were shocked na it's way cheaper and available. And never nilang nagawa.
Is it? Araneta's expensive, ha?
No, they gave us huge discount.
Yeah, I think they gave us a huge discount. And I think
okay.
they're excited sila kasi nga, wala pang ever
Reception.
wedding doon.
Yes.
And then our caterer was Gaita, so within the family, parang ganun. And yeah, it worked out. And I think ang kagandahan ng Araneta din, in terms of tipid, kasi it looks big, but tipid siya kasi we didn't have to dress it up kasi the venue itself was the design.
Yeah.
Di ba, flowers will cost you an arm and a leg, but because the venue was already the design, nakamura kami. Kapunta sa alcohol.
Sobrang saya. Lasing na lasing lahat ng tao. Lasing si Robbie Carmona. I know, parang I remember it was like one of the funnest receptions ever. Okay, like fast forward from the wedding. Di ba, syempre, like this year, you made a decision to retire from professional basketball. 20 years. 20 years. And how many years with PBA? I think, like, how many years? 13 years in PBA. And your whole basketball career was 20 years. How did you arrive at that decision to retire from basketball, JC?
Yeah, actually, I'm turning 38 this year, and to be honest, it's the retirement age na. Retiring age na yung 37 to 40. And I told Bianca part din yung naging decision ko yung I stayed in the bubble for 2 months without my kids, with my wife. It's no joke staying in the bubble, and yeah, I missed my family. I had so many injuries na rin, and the PBA draft held last Feb. So may younger players na mas magaling sa'yo, mas mabilis na sa'yo. So parang I wanted to retire na
at the top of your game.
Yes, parang naalam kong kaya ko pa maglaro, but ayoko nang pilitin na sobrang hindi na kaya masyado ng katawan ko like before na sobrang athletic pa, and uwi ako na walang masakit ang likod or ano. And yeah, so I asked Bianca, and I decided after a month pa, no? When I got home, matagal. Yeah, a few months pa.
How did you feel when he approached you with that decision, Bianca?
I remember being shocked. Kasi nga, in our head, parang 2 to 3 years pa. And he can still play. But part of his reason din kasi that he didn't get to mention is, I don't know, well, you've never told me this. Feeling ko lang to. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Part of your love for the game kasi is not just the playing, but playing in front of a crowd, feeling the energy. And parang we weren't, he wasn't, and everyone's not sure when it will be back to that. So parang going back to a bubble na parang wala din yung factor na yon probably played a part din. So we talked about it naman, and we talked about our plans moving forward. And yeah, I supported his decision now.
I'm sure parang a large part also is like considering the future in terms of the income and everything, diba? And of course, like you said, diba, it's different when it's a contact sport, obviously, and you have to be in a bubble. And it's really different when you get the energy from the crowd, from the audience, and you feel that way too, because of course you're a TV presenter, you're also, used to being on the stage. You have been working throughout the pandemic, diba? You are one of the fortunate ones na meron ka pa ring trabaho, diba? Even with the lockdown, even with the closure. I saw you created your own set at home and everything. How did it feel working in the context of the pandemic, and you knew that you didn't have a live audience? How did that change the dynamic of being a television host?
At the start, super hirap, honestly. Kasi you, being a head writer as well, you know that a lot of what happens on stage feeds off from the live audience, right? And isa pa is live scoring.
Yes.
live scoring adds so much to the energy and the gravity of the lines you're about to deliver. And we didn't have that. Oh, my sister Isa's watching.
Hi,
Hi,
Isa!
Isa!
Sana si JC sumali rin, no?
So at the start, it was very difficult, especially since as a host, dati, alalahanin ko lang lines ko. At most, makeup ko. Minsan may gumagawa pa ng makeup mo and hair. But now, it had to be me fixing my lines, fixing my hair, my makeup, my lights, my camera, my everything. And it was honestly very challenging. Pero parang na-excite ako to learn everything. And like you said, I think nag-focus ako more dun sa buti na lang may work.
Yes,
Kasi,
true.
especially in the entertainment business, ang daming walang work. And ang ironic nga what happened kasi prior to the pandemic, ang hosting is really parang medyo lower tier yan ng showbiz. Ang taas is the movie stars. No, really, the movie stars, the singers, yun yung talagang in demand. And hosts aren't really. But when the pandemic happened, parang nagbaliktad. Everybody needed a host because everything became online. So, parang even if it was challenging, parang I had to make a way kasi that's still work, which I was so fortunate to have. So, nag-enjoy naman ako ng bongga. Bumili na ako isa-isa ilaw, ganyan, green screen, kung ano-ano. Lazada, kung ano.
Diba natuto tayong lahat? Wait, I wanna go back kasi I remember like in the days that I was writing for teleseries, we would always cast, and like sina me, sina Chavez, and sina Henry, we would always cast you and you would always say no. Never mo bang naisip mag-artist? Sabi ko di ba I remember we had conversations before, kahit isang MMK lang, try mo lang. Bakit ka may aversion to acting?
Grabe naman yung always cast me.
Oo, kontrabida yung casting ko sa'yo dati, naalala ko.
Talaga? Kontrabida? Bakit?
Why didn't you ever try acting?
I don't think I have an aversion to acting. It's more of, alam ko, hindi ko interest. Unlike if you ask me, oh, can you try to direct this or write this? Yung interest ko sa gagawin ko. But parang acting, I really have no interest whatsoever. Hindi talaga. I always say, I'd rather interview the artista na magpo-promo rather than ako yung nandun. Tsaka feeling ko hindi ako bagay.
Bakit?
So, yun
kahit
lang.
isang MMK, hindi mo in-achieve?
Wala pang offer ng MMK in fairness.
Wala ba? O baka naman ngayon meron.
My mom! My mom is also watching.
And hi to Chef Kat.
Hi, guys! Wait, ang ganda mo daw, Biancs. Ganda niya.
Oy, salamat.
Wait, syempre, di ba parang you are both very busy people. Like, you're a very busy host. You get booked left and right, everything. We've worked together so many times. JC is an athlete, a pro athlete. And then all of a sudden, this whole thing happens and like we're forced to be at home. Of course, after your bubble, your 2-month bubble, you're forced to be at home. And then parang kayo na lang magkakasama like 24/7. Syempre, this is not like what we signed up for. But like a lot of, couples have, had this awakening. Parang hindi ko yata kaya 24/7 kasama yung asawa ko. Or parang, oh my God, this is such a welcome development, but charming new development. What are the things that you learned about each other being in constant presence of each other for the past more than a year ago?
Can I go first?
Yes, go first.
Parang may gusto siyang sabihin.
No.
Parang
it's all about being patient. You have to be patient talaga, G3. And alam din ni Bianca yan. And sobrang mas nakilala ko palalo si Bianca after we got married. And iba na her control, iba na her way of parang pag alam mong inis na siya, like gaya na sinabi, 24/7, imposible lahat ng couples na magkasama for how many months.
True.
I salute kung never kayong nagkaroon ng argument or di kayo nag-away. I salute you guys. But doon ko mas na-appreciate yung wife ko. She's very patient, especially handling our kids. And ako pa naman, di ako mapakali. Gusto ko like, parati may ginagawa. So, yeah, yun yung like natutunan ko nung
What about
being with her 24/7.
Thank you. Wow.
Tawa ng tawa your sister. Tawa ng tawa your sister, si Aiza.
Oh, everybody thinks that I'm the more outgoing one and JC's the more quiet one. Pero, especially nitong quarantine, ang na-realize ko, it's baliktad. I'm such an introvert. Parang dati introvert na ako with an extrovert's job, technically. Pero itong quarantine, mas lalo, parang talagang mega introvert ako. Siya naman, like he said, the first few months of the lockdown, the first few weeks lalo, talagang, ay, nako, the patience was tested. Talagang grabe yung inisa namin kasi we're used to, in the morning, with the kids, and then, kanya-kanyang work, and then uwi, etc. But, parang panibagong adjustment ulit. And him, hindi talaga siya makali. Like, within the first week, parang nalinis na niya yung buong bahay.
Lahat.
As in,
Lahat ng sulok.
oo, talagang rearrange niya lahat everyday. Parang there's a piece of furniture moving. Ganyan yun yung way niya to cope. And then,
We got to work out then together.
we got to work out then
Yeah.
together.
Different things, new things. Yeah, maganda rin. Like, hindi naman maganda nangyayari, but ma-appreciate mo yung time na, like, anong term yun? Anong term yun?
Which one?
Yung time mo with them na nati-take for granted mo.
Oo.
Yeah.
I think everyone naman everyone syempre has different challenges nung nag-start yung pandemic. Pero yun, everyone was also able to spend kahit pa paano more time with loved ones. So yun ang realization ko sa kanya, sobrang niyang hindi mapakali. Like, kailangan may ginagawa siya or... So finally, nung hindi na ECQ, pwede na lumabas. Oh my God, kung saan siya pupunta para lang makalabas ng
No,
bahay.
Na-stress ka ba? Na-stress ka?
Hello.
Kasi di ba nag-Korean night ka? Wait, na-stress ka ba nung lumalabas na siya? Kasi nung parang bandang mga July, parang ako rin labas na labas. Parang tangin na lalabas na ako. Diba? Alam mo yun?
So, Q3, we're building a house. I need to... Kailangan kong tutukan, kailangan kong bantayan. Lahat. Hindi, hello?
No, I'm just saying, parang kunyari, we need something. He'll go out, he'll get it.
Siyempre.
Even if
Also,
pwede pa, so same. Yung parang, siya talaga yung mas outgoing at mas extrovert.
Nabilis akong utusan, in short, nung lockdown.
Grocery run, ganyan. Parang, sige ako mag-grocery. Parang excited ka na mag-grocery. Di ba dati? Parang, tamad-tamad. Tapos parang ngayon, konting pabili lang, lalabas ka na. Di ba? Parang ganun yung naging dynamic. But of course, 2020 to 2021 has also been the year of the pivot. And of course, from your retirement, you have become such a celebrated artist. Kay Tim Yapo, una nakita yung work mo. Of course, you had a very successful, first exhibit. And now you have your second exhibit, diba? Second solo exhibit. How did you manage to transition from being an athlete to an artist? Did you always have it in you, JC, or was it a new skill that you learned?
It started when I was in grade school, high school, but when I started playing basketball, nawala na yung art. And it was an accident. I met my motorcycle friend. And when we went to his house, nakita ko yung studio niya. Like, sabi ko, wait, artist ka pala, napakagaling mo. And then, yun, when I got home, sabi ko, mag-paint kami ni Lucia. So, doon nag-start. Nag-paint kami dito sa house. And then, last year, while I was in the PBA pa with Phoenix, during our off-season, I go to our old house in QC, ginawa ko mini studio. Pag inaway ako ni Bianca, pupunta ako doon. Doon ako magpa-paint. Doon ko bubuhos yung emotions sa painting.
Oh, wow. Inspiration ka, girl.
Voice inspiration.
Voice
Wait,
inspiration.
did you always know this about him? Did you know that he was an artist? Was it something that came as a surprise to you? Like how skilled he is?
Super surprised. So, when we met, full-blown, 100% full-time athlete. And then he would make kwento na, because his brother, Rex, the one who plays volleyball, mahilig talaga mag-paint and magaling. So when JC said, "Oh yeah, I used to paint also," ako naman, "Oh, I used to paint, so cute." Kasi kala ko,
Hindi mo alam
wala
na
lang.
virtuoso pala, di ba? Parang, oh my God, Jackson
Oo.
Pollock.
Oo, di ba? And then, yun nga, he met Jigger Cruz, his friend from their motorcycle group. And then, yun, Jigger was so supportive and so encouraging
Jigger
to
is the
JC.
Aquino, is he the same guy? No, hindi.
No.
Different.
Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then?
So, yun, I guess for someone like him to believe in him, 'di ba? Mas naganahan si JC talaga to learn and to experiment. So yun, totoo yun na kapag nag-aaway kami, nabubuisit siya. So he'll go to paint. And then more so nung quarantine. Kasi nung quarantine, they didn't have physical training for a good 4 or 5 months. Lagi silang video call training lang, workout. So the rest of the day, he would paint. Paint lang siya ng paint. Paint lang siya ng paint. So, yun.
Pero G3, my painting, it's all abstract and
I know!
Mas magaling yung brother ko, si Rex. I mean, it's all about expression, expressionism, and kaya-kaya nyo nga gawin yun eh.
Parang
even Bianca kaya yun. So, like, I'm just very glad na na-appreciate ng ibang tao na kumukuha ng art ko. And ibang term nga eh. Ibang term nila, basura. Pipera daw sa basura. Painting mental, basura. So, it's all about expression. Mukha siyang basura, but yeah, that's you.
Ako, I appreciate it. Meron kang very unique point of view. How did your first solo exhibit go? Was it sold out? How did it go? I never asked him. So how did your first exhibit go? It must have been very successful for you to have a second solo show.
Yeah, it was, thank God it was sold out the first show.
How many pieces?
It was, I think, 10 or 12 no first show. No, 10. 10 pieces. 10 artworks.
Ang yaman na ubo.
No, actually, it's really all, ako na magkasabi kasi baka ma-awkward siya. It's really all thanks to Tim. Sobra. Yes. Siya ang connect ng dots kasi I remember that JC would post lang his paintings. He was just doing it for fun. And then Tim saw it, he liked it, and then what happened was si Gia Estrella, the gallery owner of J Studio, parang Feb last year, 2020, meron siyang solo artist show, tas the artist had to back out. So suddenly the slot was free, and so she asked Tim, "Do you know anyone?" And Tim suddenly like, "Okay, I think I know someone we can visit." So they visited the house in Quezon City where all the paintings were. And then yun na, parang serendipitous. Kasi imagine, a whole solo show slot, biglang may nag-cancel, so biglang, okay, here's a chance. And sobra siyang kinakabahan doon. But thankfully nga, a lot of people appreciated as well. So, yeah.
It was for our house. Yeah. It was for us. All the paintings, it was for our house. Sabi niya, why would you buy and just paint for our house? And then, yeah, nakasabit na siya. And then someone approached us niya. And then, sabi ko, it was Tim, G, and Jigger Cruz who really helped me sa lahat talaga. So,
yeah. And we're so lucky, G, kasi the exhibit was Feb last year. Yes. So, before the lockdown. Imagine if that did happen.
Nakabuelo pa siya. And now, it's a totally different exhibit. Is it going to be, this one is virtual, right? Or you can physically go to the gallery?
You can visit the gallery also, but by appointment. The art fair is from May 6 to 15.
And how many pieces this time around?
Submitted 12.
Ay, nagdagdag ng dalawa. Wait, who are your influences? Like when you paint, parang kasi diba I see ako kasi parang for me it's a more colorful Jackson Pollock. I like parang ang dami kong alam. Very Jackson Pollock sa diba? Para siyang ganon. Like when I look at your paintings, the ones that you post, parang where do you draw inspiration from? Where do you get your style from? Because it's very unique.
Yeah, Jigger is a big, as in huge influence in my art. And I always look at Jackson Pollock, Rothko, Mikalev. Yeah, Anthony Mikalev. They use thick oil textures also. And of course, I want to evolve, have my own style, but it will take time talaga, some time to develop it. And parang rookie ako ngayon. I'm like a rookie sa art. Parang ganun din sa basketball. You have to train yourself. You have to give everything to learn and improve. So that's my goal din dito sa art. It's a very different world. Very new world talaga.
All the more making it exciting, di ba? Parang from something very structured to something very free-flowing. And, not a lot of, retirees get into art and become successful at that. I think you're going to have, you have a very successful career in basketball, in pro basketball, but I think this one is going to last you a lifetime. It's even going to be more glorious for you. How do you feel, Bianca, when you see his paintings and you know the work that he's put into it, and people tell him that he has a unique point of view, and people like Tim Yap, like art connoisseurs in the Philippines, really, really, vouch for him? How does that make you feel as the wife?
First of all, thank you for saying that you feel that this will be a glorious time of his life.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you.
Ay,
Super
naku,
thank you, JC.
ikayayaman niya yan.
Yun pala yung punto. I think more than anything, of course, I'm so proud. But I think pareho kami, we're so lucky in that we were able to find something that we love doing that can actually be our work. Not everyone has the luxury of being able to live a life like that eh. Diba? Yung parang may ginagawa ka na gustong-gusto mo yung ginagawa mo. So, I'm just so happy that nahanap niya yon for his next chapter nga. Kasi nga, an athlete's lifespan, may because of age, physical constraint. Yes, my shelf life. So I'm just so happy that he was able to retire on his own terms. And ito na, there's a new chapter that he was able to find. Yeah.
So JC, like if ever you're going to, di ba parang syempre now it's very abstract, di ba? It's very Jackson Pollock, like you said, very Rothko. If you're going to create an artwork, di ba, inspired by Bianca and all the years you spent together, considering, the 4-day reply quota and the simple wedding and the engranding reception and everything that you went through, what do you think the painting is going to look like?
It's gonna be parang sobrang minimal. It's gonna be a minimalist painting, all white with like 2 to 3 colors lang. And it's gonna be very simple. That's been our life being together, and yun nga, sobrang like gusto ko rin magpasalamat kay Bianca for all the patience kasi almost every day nandun ako sa studio. Kahit na naabutan ako ng curfew, okay lang sa kanya. Hindi naman, like...
Okay, yun ang hindi sa akin.
Once lang, but...
Is sex better with a basketball player? Kasi diba they're very, is it better with a basketball player or with an artist, Bianca? As a final question, because both are prolific lovers, diba? When you're a basketball player, he must be so good with the ball and he must be whatever. And then like as an artist also, diba, parang... So which is a more prolific lover for you? Like a basketball player or an artist?
You know what I told Bianca?
What? Bakit ikaw yung sasagot? Oh, what are you gonna say?
No, I wanna hear it.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
No, Bianca first. I wanna hear it first.
No, I can't compare because it's the same person. So,
hindi kasi sabi mo may demeanor, may approach, may demeanor.
Alam ko rin.
Pag nanalo sa game, parang, oh shit, nanalo. Champion. Pag nakatapos ng painting, di ba, may sense of fulfillment, may sense of, wow, mind-blowing. So is there a difference or it's, because like you said, it's the same person or same lang siya?
Do you mean my energy?
I mean like the experience. Kasi parang, di ba, parang di ba, when you look at it, parang, okay, like I'm making love with a basketball player who's also my husband, who's been my boyfriend for 7 years, 10 years, whatever. And then like now I'm making love to an artist. Parang, di ba? Parang may profoundness.
Oh, wow.
Is there a difference? Which is better?
I honestly have never thought about it that way that I'm making love to a basketball player or an artist. Never, never, never. But I have to say that one trait of his is he is passionate, whether as a basketball player, as an artist, or as a husband or as a father. At saka, I don't know if this means anything. I just learned this recently. He's a Scorpio. So everyone always says, oh my God, he's a Scorpio.
What does
so
that mean?
I don't,
What does that mean?
Scorpios are sexual. The Scorpio nights.
Ah, Scorpio nights. Okay, gets.
So Scorpio siya.
Okay.
Always make love.
Yes. Guys, thank you very much. That was such a fun convo. It was great.
Thank
catching
you.
up. Thank you very much. Sabi ni Bianca, ano ba yun?
Thanks, G.
Thank you, J3.
I
Hey,
wish you luck on your exhibit.
Mag-YouTube channel ka na daw.
Yes,
Meron
no,
akong YouTube channel, hello, pero repository lang siya. Pero thank you so much for saying yes. I've been meaning to ask you guys. I just wasn't sure of the timing. And when you came out with the second solo exhibit, I God, this is the right time, diba? Parang, I'm just very proud of what you guys achieved as a couple. Like, you are the one of the couples that we looked up to in quarantine. Na parang, okay, pwede palang mangyari yan. You can pivot to a totally different industry and your wife is going to support you, who's equally successful. You can do everything at home, raise two beautiful daughters, and maybe one day,